Slaptail Squad, assemble.
Welcome, members of Slaptail Nation. I am the Beef Man, and this is the Slaptail Squad. And it is so good to have you with us. It's so good.
That's right.
Yeah,
Sit back and enjoy the show. Crack open a cold one.
Did I tell you to talk yet?
Did he yank your chain?
Did I?
I see how that's going to go. I see how it's going to go.
Did I bring you into the fold? Had I brought you into the fold yet? This is my time at the very beginning. It's my time to talk.
Okay.
I have the microphone.
Why don't you guys ever shut up and just let me speak for just a second?
Okay,
I'm gonna try it again.
try again.
Hey there, listening folks of the Slaptail Nation Army, and or maybe of the lesser known and much more wimpy Air Force of the Slaptail Squad, Slaptail Nation rather. It's me, the Beef Man, and yes, I already introduced myself, but there's two fucking morons who wanted to talk right as I was talking. With me today, also here in the Slap Den, Beaver Den, where I'm slapping it, mixing it, rolling it around, rubbing it down, if you will. I've got my number one, the Ronz.
Hey. Or did I miss my cue?
Oh, it's fine. It's fine. It's okay. He's here with me. Also with me here in the den is the mighty Swan. Say hello, Swan.
Hello, Swan.
So stupid. So dumb. So lame. Whatever.
Did you want to call me Monkey Swan or Monkey Face?
Little Monkey Face. Little Monkey Face. Also known as Little Monkey Face. Not little. Lil. Like Lil Sebastian. If you are a big Parks and Rec fan. You know what I got to do this morning, Swan?
What?
I got to see the Ronz in person from afar, which is close enough.
Yeah.
When I got out of my car, I really wanted to correct your stance because it looked like you were hunched over with a stick trying to beat something.
I'm just over with the stick. Where was the stick?
Well,
What are you talking about? We were done, and I was having a conversation. What was I doing exactly? I was just talking to my sensei. What was I doing
but
exactly?
it looked like you had a Joe or a Boken. I couldn't make out. And a Boken.
So hard to differentiate between the two.
It can be.
Farther away, depth and perception. He didn't learn that part in math class that you could estimate length based on geometry, physics.
So it's going to be that type of show. You guys are just going to side against me.
I didn't say anything. I was just asking a question.
But, however, it looked like your stance was all off, and if you were just carrying on a conversation, that was okay.
Yes, I was carrying a conversation. What part of that did you know? I'm standing right next to him. He's also got a stick. We're just standing there chatting. Did you think we were in some sort of defensive posture and he was teaching me something?
Yes, I did. The dojo, in case the people don't know.
I also had a bag over my shoulder. You didn't think that was odd?
No.
Oh, okay.
You never know when you're going to be attacked. I mean, if most people don't know, I'm a martial artist. I'm a black belt, two different styles. But you never know when you're going to be attacked. So.
Have you guys changed the name of your style yet?
It's Kobu-yu. It's always been Kobu-yu.
It's not sex offender style? Is it not now sex offender style?
No,
Learn how to be a sex offender.
No, it's not that, dude. It really? That's just low and lame.
Anybody out there who wants, if you're interested in learning how to defend yourself against sex offenders, I direct you to other forms of martial arts. However, if you want to learn how to defend yourself as
they need training too.
A registered sex offender, may I direct you to the style that the Ronz does?
No?
Is that not true? The Ronz is eating the entire. You know something that you don't do
He's
on.
hungry.
You know what you don't do on podcasts? You don't eat. You don't chew gum. I would probably recommend that you also not use chewing tobacco. Drinking's okay as long as you kind of step back from the mic.
What about smoking?
I think that probably lots of people smoke or smoke pot while they do podcasts. That's probably pretty normal. What I can't stand is people who do this, and I've been really critical of this because I listen to the radio, obviously on a hour commute to work and back. But this really, here's what really drives me nuts. You hear actual newscasters do that. That drives me crazy.
Like, are they drinking or they're just smacking their?
No, they get ready to talk again, and before they talk, they go, and then they talk.
They're trying to like clear the spittle out of their throat.
You're trying to justify what they do. It's just poor broadcasting.
Well, are you a professional broadcaster yourself?
That's the point. I am not.
And he doesn't smack.
Yet I pay attention to that. Just the same as I try not to say the same word over and over again. Right?
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 Understandable.
Right?
He changed it to understandable. That's gonna be that's the word of the day, folks.
That's a little bit better. He's mixing it up as long as he doesn't keep saying that over and over again.
Right?
I agree.
Right?
How about I agree? That one probably is. Is that one?
Well, the thing is, when you're trying to avoid filler words, you actually create more filler words that you try to avoid. So I understand where you're coming from. I really do. I really do.
I really do too. I really do also.
I agree. I think martial arts is also, by the way, I think it's a great way to.
You feel like it's for everyone. He's like, I'm
but I think it's a great way to get in touch and work against certain.
Get in touch.
Get in touch.
Yeah.
We're taking
with little boys.
No, never. No. Just because
that's
to
only if you want to be a freak.
Yourself against abusive people. I worked with abusive housewives or abused housewives. And I had one. I taught.
Did you hear what he just said?
Yeah, I know.
I worked with abusive housewives. They actually make very good bunkai partners. They know how to take a punch and how to give a punch.
Oh God!
Let me say this: the abused wives are very good at taking a punch. The abusive wives are very good at delivering a punch.
No, I worked in one style with an abused wife, and I said, why did you do it this?
Abused wife style?
Yeah, it was. So I showed her a motion that she could do.
Is all you got? No, is that all you got? No, is that all you got?
I showed her what to do, and she actually flipped me, drew back, and gave me a bloody lip. And I thought she was so apologetic. I said, no. Had you known what to do
from
then?
Her history of abuse, she apologizes for defending herself.
It is the natural. It's a never-ending cycle. See, that's the problem.
But I was so happy that she had actually given me a bloody lip.
Thank you for punching me in the face.
Yeah, honestly, that was my attitude. And I was so happy that I showed her how to flip somebody over her shoulder or do a hip row. And
you actually showed her how to get flipped.
Yeah, there you go. But
you actually showed her how to get flipped. You didn't actually show her how to flip someone because you were the one getting flipped. You were the flippy.
All right, whatever. I was trying to, put a positive spin on why I think people should take martial arts, but you're just in one of your rambunctious moods. So no matter what I say, it's wrong. I know. But on that part, I've been marketing our podcast to people to listen to. So hopefully they could bypass that. They think all styles are for predators. Yeah, because I look at over jiu-jitsu, right? Your style, and I'm like, wow, that looks like a bunch of big predators over there. So it is what it is. But cool. So on to the topic of the day.
No. You know what? Here's what really annoys the fuck out of me, other than how people use filler words and smack their lips and things like that, is how is it possible that after all these podcasts, Ronz has not noted that his chair squeaks that fucking loudly on every podcast throughout the whole thing.
I'll get another chair then. I will. When it comes to the next podcast, I'll get a different chair in my in the studio here.
And it's always at a perfect time. There's silence, and all of a sudden you hear creak, and Ronz moves, and then it's creak, and Ronz moves.
Okay. I'll make sure that when I'm talking, I'll creak back and forth. All right.
What happened to you this morning? What were you super excited about? You got to see me.
Yeah, I did actually. I wanted to say hello to you, right? And yell "Skies out," because I saw you finally in your sungas. I think you call them.
My silkies.
Your silkies.
My Ranger panties.
The brand is Sunga Life. They're called silkies.
I thought that was fantastic. I mean,
I don't know if it's actually Sunga or Sunga. Who knows? I don't know.
I don't think I've seen you in person before COVID. Right. So that was the first time I saw you at a distance. Sort of like a conjugal visit. Right. There he
Ew.
is.
Dude, see? Now you are just not even defending yourself well on that whole sexual predator thing.
I am no. Where the hell did you get that from?
You just said a conjugal visit.
To an
freaking
adult.
weirdo.
Dude,
Oh, okay, so that makes it okay.
Well, yeah.
You can be a sexual predator to an adult.
or some kind of a sick fuck.
I'm not the one that brought it up. In fact, I've been trying to avoid that
But you
subject.
keep bringing it up like foot in mouth.
No, you guys keep going there. But you're right. I admit bringing that up.
Okay.
Like,
And
yeah,
you
I
shouldn't
saw.
go there. You shouldn't go
Don't
there
go
because
there,
that's my
Ron.
no square. Don't go there.
No.
No square.
I did
Stop.
see you.
No.
You know, I did want to ask you. You know, talk to you, see how you were doing, see how the family was doing. But I also know that 6 foot of distance, and I was wearing a mask, and I had to get in. I was running
Didn't
late.
Get it in.
See, once again, you're.
Hey,
What-
let me ask you this question. I was wondering this when you guys all showed up this morning.
Yeah.
If you guys are limiting the amount of people inside the dojo, right? How many students are you having at a time?
Per square footage, I couldn't answer that.
So how many students are going into the dojo at a time? Because I saw originally that you guys were supposed to be teaching 4 at a time. Did that change?
It's per. Once again, it's per square footage. I mean, as long as you maintain that 6 foot distance, and if you notice on the floor, we do have 6.
No, because I haven't been in the dojo except to get my like spear or pole axe or to go to the bathroom. I haven't looked around. I just go in there and come back out.
Oh, yeah, okay. So on the floor, you'll notice that there's 6 foot markings.
Okay, well, so how many students did you have this morning?
He can't count.
Yeah, I can't count.
He can, but he counts in reverse.
Oh,
But
it's
I'm
less than 6.
total. I'd say about 12.
So you had 12 students this morning.
And how many?
Well, I'm including everybody,
Oh, you're
12
including everything. So
people
there's like
total.
12 people in the dojo this morning.
something like that. Yeah.
So you had like what, 6 students?
Yeah. Just
Okay,
about.
because I was trying to figure it out because I was like, well, if you're only supposed to have so many people in the dojo, I saw you 3 show up.
Right.
Your Kaicho was already there, and
Okay.
so was 2 other people. So that was 6 people before any of your quote students showed up.
Okay.
So I'm like, how many motherfuckers do you need inside the dojo?
Well,
Here's
keep
my
in mind-
theory. Here's my
Yeah,
theory is
and no one cares, but
teaches
okay.
your style. Here's my theory. You're in the person who teaches your style. He doesn't think it's real. The virus.
No, he thinks it's real. He really does.
Every time I see him, he's not wearing a mask.
He wears the mask diligently inside the dojo. He really does. Outside the dojo, that's one thing. And if you're the only person there at the dojo, you wouldn't have to wear a mask. You really wouldn't.
We also wouldn't see you if you were the only person at the dojo. Unless
Exactly.
there's cameras up, which I don't think there are.
Also, if there's 2 people in there and you're maintaining a complete like a 8 foot difference, the mask is still on, but you can loosely take it off and then put it back on.
No, that rule
you
doesn't
can't.
apply.
See, that doesn't apply. They've said
That's where
this.
it gets lax.
They've said this for months that it lingers in the air.
Oh, like you work in the medical field and
So
know.
Yeah, I
if you
know,
take
I
your
know.
mask off and
Yeah, I
you
know.
walk through my air that I just breathed, it's okay.
Right.
Because you're 6 feet away from me.
This is the same thing I tell the patients when they come in and they're not wearing their mask when I walk in the room. I'm like, don't take your mask off until you get out of here. You know how many people go through this room? Do you think they air out this room before each person? No, they go in there and they do this really shitty cleaning job before
Really?
they get the other person in. So if you're in there coughing and hacking with your mask off and somebody else comes in there, and even though, quote unquote, the CDC keeps changing what they say because Trump administration doesn't like it or whoever doesn't like it, but there's plenty of studies so far that have shown that it lingers in the air and you can get it that way. So fun times. So I wouldn't go by that whole belief that if you're 6 feet away, you can take your mask off unless you're outside and it's breezy. But even if you noticed our class, our people that we're doing our style, we're all outside, we're all distance, we're all wearing masks except for one fucking moron who hasn't worn one the entire time and a little pissed that nobody says anything to him about it. Because if I say something to him about it, I'm going to be a dick.
No.
Well, you
But
could have.
that-
Well, and everybody's going to perceive me as a dick also, but whatever.
Oh, really? I the B-man, I can't understand why they would do that. However, you can do this. if he is a co-high to you, or a junior student, then you can ask him to wear his mask. Right?
Do you really think all that? Do you really think all that shit? Oh yeah, you guys have that weird. You guys have that weird.
Hierarchy.
You guys have that weird hierarchy.
Yes, we do. Right? But that's just us. I mean, for the most part, it's, I don't know. I believe in listening to a senior student when they're there because they know more than me. I can learn
Boring.
from them.
All right, let's move on. This is a boring. This is a boring conversation.
All right. So,
So here was the assignment. It's a running assignment because what I'm trying to do, this is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get everybody to build their own little stand-up routine. So if you find something that's funny and you write it down, it's just a thought, and it's a stray thought, you don't have to elaborate on it. So here's the plan. I'm going to read something or you're going to read something from one of your stray thoughts, but I don't want you to say anything except read that stray thought. I don't want you to elaborate on it. I want the other people to elaborate on it, and then you can jump in and you can tell us what you meant after we've played with it a little bit.
Okay, so are you starting or are we starting?
Okay, let me explain it again because I'm pretty sure that maybe neither one of you understood what I just said. Because
I did.
You're going to
both
say
a little
something
slow.
or
You're
we're
both a
going
little
to say
slow on the
something
update because
without context. I got it. We're going to say something, our random thought or whatever, and you're and not elaborate on it. It's just going to be a random out there thing, and then everybody else gets to think what we or say what we think that it means or add on to it.
It's a really long description that you're giving.
Okay, well, am I right?
But sort
Wait,
of,
is she-
because I already gave this assignment and I already talked to the Swan about it personally, and then she writes a fucking paragraph and expects and gives it to me to read it, even though I told her, don't give it to me. I don't want to
but
read it.
I wrote the extra content on the side of it, my context, so that I didn't forget what it meant.
But it's even more funny if you do forget what it meant.
Okay.
That's why I said just write random thoughts. And if you give us the context, well, that's no fun for us.
I don't know. It's fun for me. But
Shut
then again,
See, thanks, Ronz.
yeah, I got you back. You know, even though you
guys
said
doing that style?
even though you said that my style, or all martial arts are predator style, so that's
You
okay.
didn't say that.
Yes, he did.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, he did. But that's
Okay,
okay.
do you want me to start or are you going to start?
Yeah, okay, you go ahead and start, and Ronz and I will have fun. Let's listen carefully, Ronz, to what the Swan has to say, because it's not going to be a great long paragraph. It's going to be whatever she gives.
And it's just one. I'm only giving you one.
Oh my God!
Okay, I'm just saying. I didn't want you.
All
just
right,
want to make
all
sure you
right,
didn't
No,
write-
please give them all. Give them all. Give them all away.
Okay. So, my first one. Dates look like shiny cockroaches.
All right.
Yeah, they do. They kind of look like shiny cockroaches.
They don't taste like them though.
What do cockroaches taste like?
Kind of crunchy. Depends on if you saute them with a little olive oil and garlic.
And have you eaten cockroaches?
No, I have not.
And how do you know what they taste like?
Well,
I just pretend.
Yeah, I would choose butter over garlic though. I mean over olive oil, because butter makes everything taste better. Probably if you wrap that cockroach in some bacon also.
I was going to say bacon or chocolate.
So my what I wonder about this is, why was the Swan looking at dates in the first place? Is that like a common food that the Swan eats?
Do you want me to answer or are you guys still talking about it?
You
I don't
can
have
answer.
much to say about that. I don't have much to say about that. It didn't make me think very much.
I bought
What's your
dates.
fun spin on that? You got no
I don't
fun
have a fun spin. I just bought dates because they're healthy and I wanted to eat them, and I took it out there and I was like, out of it because normally you see them and they're like pitted and cubed up and dried and they have sugar on them and they're good, but I bought regular raw pitted dates and I took them out. They're shiny and slippery and they look like cockroaches. So that's
My question is, how many times have you handled a cockroach?
I've seen them. I haven't actually handled them because they gross me out. I wouldn't handle them. And I've never had them in my house, so I don't want to.
And what else you got there, Swan?
Oh, it's my turn the whole time, or can
No,
we go back and
that
forth?
one sucks. So continue.
No, it did suck. I mean,
It
I would
sucked,
eat a
but
cockroach.
I definitely wouldn't build a comedy routine of that unless you expand on it just a little bit.
Okay, so how about why am I calling you?
Okay, now that one takes some thought.
Yeah, why
Maybe-
am I calling you? Yeah, fuck you. I got time. What, you think I got all kinds of time?
Why
If
am I
you-
calling you?
Exactly. Why am I calling you? You can't
You talking-
text me instead, or you're so fucking important I gotta fucking call you. Fuck you.
Are
you
you
can call
being more?
And you know
are you
what?
being more?
Even if you call me, why the fuck do I have to answer? That's one of those things. You know what? Taking a telephone call is a pain in the ass.
Or
Especially
maybe she's being more philosophical, saying, "Why am I calling you? You? Why am I calling you?" Right? Do you want the philosophical answer of you, or because does he exist? Does he not exist?
why am I calling a small sheep?
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
You.
Yeah. Right. So yeah, I would go with that.
You would go with
I
a small. You would go with what is a ewe? Is that a female sheep? Or what's the ewe? I don't even know what a ewe is.
You're a you.
I think it's a sheep in general, male or female.
I don't think so. I don't
Think
feel like
so.
that. I don't feel like that's.
EWE. I think it's just another term for sheep. You. Yeah. I don't think it's both.
Why am I calling you?
Or
Yeah.
maybe she's just disgusted by something you've just done, like touched yourself. Ew. Why am I calling you? I don't know.
It's possible too. You're utilizing the actual word "you," but actually saying it as "ew."
Mm-hmm.
Good one. Very good. Ronz, what do you got? I'm sure yours is super profound. Go ahead. I'm sure
Oh,
yours is
yeah.
serious.
Okay, first of all, I was thinking, why are there patterns on toilet paper?
That's a good thought.
I know.
Even at the time that you thought that.
I was
Crazy.
actually
Literally, the
I-
Ronz was sitting on the dumper.
no, I was actually at the
No, you're
farmer's.
not supposed to explain it. Now, why
No.
are you talking? Why are
I
you
think
talking
there's
like that?
patterns for absorption. If it was just plain, it doesn't absorb as well.
You know what I've noticed as I get older, it's actually much more satisfying to wipe my ass than it was when I was younger. I think it's because my hemorrhoids are sticking out of my butthole.
That's disgusting.
And you've got to get in there and really dig and kind of push them back in, so make them
And
make sure
clean
they're
'em
soft. Make
Yeah,
sure you,
but that doesn't explain why there are patterns.
okay, Ron, this is not your time. You gave your thing for us to talk about.
I
we
did.
say go ahead and start explaining it?
You told me I was going to screw up the rules.
You
Now,
told
want
me.
Do
You
you want
told
me
me.
to screw the rules up or not?
I think
told
it's so
me-
you can tell what brand it is.
I think it's so that you can tell what pattern you're using at the time. Like, oh, it's like Lucky Charms. Here's my green clover. My green clover just went across my rectum, and now there's the rainbow. I suggest no one taste the rainbow. And yep, there's
Ruffles
the
have ridges.
oh, and here's the horseshoe, but I got to turn it the other way. That's way more lucky.
Yeah.
And what kind of I guess you can talk now, Ron. So what kind of toilet paper do you use? This ought to be a good one.
I just use a generic brand. I mean, toilet paper to me is toilet paper.
No, it's not.
Why?
Generic brand, it gets ripped through. It's not even, it's like ripened sandpaper across your butthole. Hard.
I
Yeah,
guess
my parents buy that like single ply stuff that you can
Scotch.
see through,
Yeah.
and you have to use like a half a fucking roll to wipe your ass.
But even
Like
if
that-
you use a half a roll, it takes forever to use it. You got to wrap that shit around your hand.
Yeah, well, I guess on the good side, the plus side is that's not going to clog your toilet because it's shitty toilet paper anyway. I'd rather use the cushiony stuff. I don't know, for some reason I like Charmin, but the Swan doesn't like Charmin.
I like Quilted Northern. Mega
Well,
roll.
I just never got into the aspect of toilet paper.
You never got into the
The
aspect.
ass pack.
Yeah.
Yeah, the aspect. So I just don't understand why there are patterns on there. I mean, or I don't compare.
I
it
don't
to
understand why you
sandpaper.
said that there's more than one pattern. Because isn't the pattern just a pattern? Isn't that just one constitute one pattern? Or do you have, or is each slice or a slice is each,
Yeah, we have a slice
each
of
sheet
toilet.
of your toilet paper have a different pattern on it? Because if it does, that would be actually kind of cool. Like one's like a paisley, one's a houndstooth, one's plaid, one's
That would be cool.
one's the flag of Canada.
No, remember when they did make toilet paper that had colors on it and then they all of a sudden stopped? Because I think it's because it causes cancer or something, maybe. Like it did have little patterns that were colored. Now it doesn't. It's all
I
white.
have no idea, but we're gonna go with
Yeah.
that explanation. I think it's more likely that it's more expensive to color toilet paper, and they used to perfume toilet papers too. And that's one of those things. When I was first practicing, I would ask people, because that's when I had it.
Come in this video. What do you want?
What do you want? Which type of you is? Ask him what kind of you is.
Hold on.
What kind of you does he mean?
I'm in the middle of something.
When he says you, what does he mean? Ask him what he means. Ask him.
So
when he's talking about you.
Yeah.
What does he mean? Ronz, do it. Ask him. Come on, ask him.
No, I'm not. I've got
do it. Stop being a dick. Ask him.
Stop badgering him.
Stop being a cock and ask him. When he says you, what does he mean?
He means a sheep.
Hold on. Yeah, I've got to deal with this family thing here. All right, I'll be right back. You guys talk among yourself, please.
Talk amongst yourself.
Let's read one of Tremonde's and we'll have fun with that. Tremonde's not here with us today. Tremonde sort of followed the directions on the assignment. What I said was give your list, but if you're not going to be on the podcast, send me the list and only me the list. If you're going to be on the podcast, keep the list to yourself. Don't send the whole thing anyway, because we don't want you to ruin your future material. And what happened?
He sent you the whole list. I didn't read it.
So did Ricky. Ricky sent the whole list also. And a lot of his are pretty much, regular stuff. But he did send me a couple fun ones. ZipRecruiter.
Like as in the online thing commercial for jobs. ZipRecruiter. But it sounds funny when you say it fast.
Yeah, every time he thinks it sounds like ZipRecruiter every time it's said. He has obviously he has one of those mental disorders, kind of like I do, where if I like a particular word and I'm driving, I'll say it over and over again.
Like Tourette's.
So he does that. So I can just imagine him driving around and going, ZipRecruiter, 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 ZipRecruiter. There used to be this Chinese restaurant on the way to driving down Portage Road. And now I can't remember what it's called, but I used to say it over and over again, and I can't remember what it's called, but it would just crack me up just saying it lots of times. What the hell was the name of that restaurant? I don't know. It was really fun.
Joy Fong?
Yeah, it was. Yes, Joy Fong. So I would say, I go, Joy Fong, Joy Fong, Joy Fong. Over and over again, just Joy Fong, Joy Fong.
You're retarded.
Joy Fong. Thankfully, though, it was only like a couple miles from my destination, so I didn't say it for too long. And then I usually stopped saying it as soon as I got there. I might have snuck a couple in as I was getting equipment out of my car. And I'm like, Joy Fong.
Do you think that was the real name? Or they just made it up?
I don't know. It's good. It's fun to say. Say it. Say it. Say it.
Catchy. Joy Fong. I already did say it. I'm the one who thought of it.
Wait, a couple more times.
No, I don't think I can.
So you thought of it probably because you used to say it all the time, too.
I probably did.
Joy Fong. Joy Fong. Yeah, I never said it normally either. I didn't say Joy Fong.
Well, you can't. It's not even. Yeah, it's a Chinese restaurant. You have to say it in an accent, of course.
Say some sort of accent. You know what other accent I noticed that I do, and you do it too, is when you're actually testing your mic and your sound for Skype. And when you do the Skype call, it's this lady with, probably a computer anyway, but like a British accent. So when I do my sound check, I do it in a British accent.
I'm not good at it, but I try.
Hello, Skype. Hello. I'm also testing me mic today.
Is that Australian?
I don't know, some sort of Cockney accent. I'm not sure. Speaking of Australian, we just watched that show. That was pretty fucking badass.
Yeah.
I highly recommend the show to the Slaptail Nation. If you have not seen it yet, it is, what is it, Love on the Spectrum?
Love on the Spectrum. It's on Netflix.
Excellent show. Excellent show. I enjoyed it. Some good Australian television, really. It was fun. I liked it. Some of them might find love. They might not.
I don't think they really want to, honestly. I think they're just pressured into being normal.
That was kind of my takeaway too. I'm like, do they really want to be in relationships? Because they seem pretty happy, and it seemed like maybe their family was pushing them towards that, or that this is what is expected.
Yeah, to be normal. But
yeah.
I think they're perfectly happy and content with themselves. Like, they can entertain themselves a lot.
Yeah, so if that's what you want to do, then knock yourself out. Why not? Whatever makes you happy. Let me read another one of the Tremondes, and I really wish. Oh, I mean, let me see. Oh, what? Oh no, not that one. I was looking at Rick's. Oh, this one kind of made me laugh. Meat cutter and wrapper.
Meat cutter and wrapper.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I immediately think of like a turd cutter, but
Yeah. Shit cutter.
shit cutter.
What's
Yeah.
the shit cutter? What is the shit cutter?
Yeah. Your butthole.
I mean, I guess. I don't know. Crudely, we used to refer to that, the shit cutter, on a girl as her ass, if she had a nice shit cutter.
Hmm. But meat cutter, like as in the butcher at the meat counter.
Meat cutter and wrapper, but that's what you thought of? You thought of shit
No.
cutter. Okay, well, this is what I thought of. Meat cutter and wrapper. I'm going to meat, cutter, and wrapper.
Like a serial killer.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm like, well, this is just like a sick fuck here. He's going to meet them, cut them, and wrap them.
Gangster.
Which also might be, I guess, a good job for a serial killer. Would be butcher. I don't know. But apparently, a position hiring at Sam's Club. So if anybody's interested,
Meat cutter and wrapper.
so that was some of Rick's. I really don't want to read any of mine until the Ronz gets back.
Okay, how about Tremondes?
Tremondes. Oh, this totally. He elaborated way too much. So let me see. He asked a question. It sounds like he was just kind of thinking about stuff.
Hey, do you think that Ronz is out helping someone with a down power line right now?
He might. I think that I saw him grab his black belt as he walked out the door.
Black belt, his flashlight, and his reflective vest.
Right. Why do clothes shrink where you don't want them to? I have something to say about this. I really wish that you were on the show for this Tremonde. I wish you were on the show for this Tremonde because I would have some smart ass things to say to you. So because this is a pretty intuitive answer, but I'm gonna read the rest of your question. Why do clothes shrink where you don't want them to, like in the waist and thigh area? Why don't they shrink around the ankle or wrist? Well, here's a pretty obvious answer for you, Tremonde. It's because you're getting fat.
Oh, poor
Your
Tremonde.
clothes did not shrink.
I'm pretty sure the dryer does it.
Your clothes didn't shrink, Tremonde.
They did. Don't lie. Don't let him be mean to you. The dryer did it. I know it happens. Like, I hate it when my shirts are dried. Then they become too short for my long torso. It's not good. I don't like it. I agree with you, Tremonde. The dryer is evil. And you can't say clothes don't shrink. That's why shit is dry clean
Why he
only.
wants them to shrink around his wrist and ankle.
Really?
Why do you want them to shrink around your wrist? How tight do your clothes
Skinny
need to be around your
jeans.
ankle?
He
Or
wants
around
skinny
your wrist.
jeans.
I mean, do you have bell bottom shirt sleeves? I'm like, if the sleeve looks too big in the first place, why does it need to shrink? I mean, why would you buy a big wrist? I don't get it. Here's my answer though to that question over yours. The query though, Tremonde, is because you're gaining weight. It doesn't have anything to do with your clothes shrinking. Men's clothes don't fucking shrink, and neither do women's.
Yes, they do.
Not if you've washed them 10 times already. They're not gonna all of a sudden shrink.
When I buy my stuff, I like the way it fits. When I buy it, I don't want to shrink it because it fits good the way it is.
If you've already washed it 5 times, it doesn't spontaneously shrink.
It does if you don't dry it every 5 times and then 6th time you do, it will shrink.
All right, here, let me explain something to you. Whether you dry it in the dryer or you air dry it, it still dries. It still got wet. It still shrinks a little bit. Got news for you. So if
Like
it's
hair,
going to
doesn't
shrink-
it?
So it's going to shrink. It's going to shrink. Period.
I feel like the dryer
And
shrinks
a
it
bunch
more.
of your shit, you don't have shit that's 100% cotton. Most of your shit is a blend, so your shit isn't gonna shrink.
Hmm.
If it's 70% synthetic and 30% cotton, your shit is not shrinking. Got news for you. You're just getting tubby. You make this argument every time you're like 20 pounds heavier.
Okay, well, shut up.
No, I was just telling you that's exactly what happens.
Fine. We won't. I want a new topic.
Is talking to plants really a technique to keep them healthy? No. The answer is no. And why are you talking to plants? Why do you have plants? Who has plants?
Yeah, we have one. I usually kill plants. I can kill a cactus. How can you kill a fucking cactus?
That actually makes no sense because we have a cactus that grows outside,
It lives up.
in our driveway, and
It gets run over with the lawnmower.
lawnmower. We live in Michigan, which means it snows, so it survives through the snow. It survives through, and not only that, it's spreading.
Yeah, and people will come by and they're like, "Is that real?" Like I've seen people see it and try to touch it. I'm like, "Why would you touch a fucking cactus?" But yeah, it's pretty. It flowers. It looks nice. Yeah, but it does live outside, and I can kill a cactus.
You said it lives outside too.
I know I said it because you said it. I think that's funny.
Cactus lives outside.
Well, it could live inside.
Ronz is back.
I could kill it.
Yeah,
if it was
I'm
inside.
back.
Ronz is back. He looks extremely confused.
Did you have another down power line emergency that you needed to tend to?
We thought you grab your
No.
walked out of the room.
No, I had to deal with something.
Be quiet before I give you something to cry about.
Why? Why would you give me something to cry about?
That's what your mom says to you when you're bitching like a little kid or whatever. Shut up before I give you something to cry
Has
about.
anybody ever actually said that to you?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, my mom used to.
My mom used to say that shit all the time.
yeah. My
Or
mom
I
said
get-
that to me too.
I used to get, "Stop it, so help me God, or I'll beat your ass." That was like I can direct quote that. "Stop it right now, or so help me God, or I'll beat your ass."
My mom used to say, "Wait till your dad gets home."
Your dad ain't even scary.
That's what I said. That she would say that to me and my older brother, and we're just looking at her going, so he can save us from your crazy ass? Because we're not scared of him. We're scared of you.
So would
Wait till your
yeah.
father gets home. What? For what? A reprieve? Pardon?
I was more afraid of well, both my parents because my parents were a bit psychotic, so I never knew what I was in trouble
You said
for.
your dad left at like 6.
His new parent.
Oh, his new father.
His fourth
Oh no, my
household.
real father was also a bit of a psychotic person too.
The rabbi?
Well, I didn't say he was a rabbi. I said he wanted to be one, but
Ron, do you know who Amish Bob is? Have you met Amish Bob?
I have not met Amish Bob, and if I have, I don't remember.
Hello there, I'm Amish Bob.
Amish Bob.
I'll be your doctor today. I've birthed a calf before, so I can totally be your doctor in this emergency room.
You know that
in-home circumcision of our pig, so we could probably do it here.
Yeah, it's good eating. Don't throw that away. Never waste a part of the pig, eh?
That's nasty.
You know, and if you play your cards right, you could use that ring for one lucky lady to marry someday. It'll go on their hefty finger. It fits very nicely.
I like that. So, what was the question that I missed?
Oh, you missed a couple, but
missed a
it
couple.
wasn't a question.
We're
it was
moving
a
on. They weren't
statement.
that right.
So, one of the questions I had is, who really invented the musical butt plug?
I was not aware of the musical butt plug. Please
Me
elaborate.
either. Do you have one?
No, let's not. He just asked the question.
Okay.
Well, I don't have one. I just want to know who invented one.
How did you even know there was one? That would be my question. And why would you need it?
I
to
hear
be
him
musical?
typing, so he must be getting ready to share our
He's
screen.
Googling
And
it.
I for sure am interested in this because
You want a musical butt plug?
I mean maybe for myself. You know, I've for years I've tried to get the Swan to let me play with her butt, but she won't let me. So so she's always messing with me. So she'll poke me. I'll poke her in the backside. She'll get all mad, and then she'll poke me, and I'll back into it.
She's like, yeah, bring it. Go. Yeah. Let me back it up. Use 2 fingers. Heck, use your fist.
I
Wow.
don't recall ever saying use your fist. I might have said use.
I
2 fingers.
elaborated it on a little bit.
I've said use 2 fingers before. Maybe I'm like, yeah.
Well, I like how we just went from
Is
2
that all you
fingers
got?
to fist.
No, yeah, she just went up. She ratcheted it up really fast.
My hands aren't that big. I don't have very long fingers. I mean, maybe for a girl.
I don't know. The fascination. Why do you think people want to play with each other's buttholes in the first place?
I don't want to play with a butthole.
No, I'm not saying you. I'm saying just from a question, just from a standpoint.
Because people are sick fucks.
I don't think that's it. I think that it's you want to explore every part of that person's body. So if you don't get to play with it, then you're like, oh, no, why want to play with that?
No, people are just sick. Because what about that time that the person had a colostomy and would pimp themselves out to let people screw them in the colostomy for money?
I don't know.
Wow, I've never heard of that one.
What about that?
So I used to had this patient that would come into the ER, and he had a colostomy, which is a, does everybody know what that is? Non-medical.
No, of course not.
But
No,
anyway,
not at
a
all.
poop hole on their stomach because they had it rerouted for colon cancer or whatever reason. So they poop into a bag into their intestines are rerouted to their stomach. So for money, this person would pimp his colostomy out to people and let them fuck his colostomy for money.
Wow.
Because it's basically like another asshole or something. I don't know, but gross. He would come in with it bleeding or infected.
Yeah, it's so hard to take care of a colostomy in the first place. Why would you do that?
I don't know. Probably for crack.
I mean, it's so hard to take care of the skin around it. It's
Uh-huh.
a really difficult thing. It's I don't know
And
why
would
you would even think that it's
that
appropriate
was,
to do that.
Right, exactly. And who would want to do that? Like, this is sexual. I want to do your colostomy? No, that's nasty. But
How big is this musical butt plug anyway?
It's, honestly, I don't know how to
they
measure it.
probably have different sizes. I mean,
And what does it play? I mean, does it play nursery rhymes?
It's actually a Bluetooth speaker butt plug.
Baba Black Sheep.
Bluetooth.
Yeah.
Mary
You
had
can
a
play
little lamb.
whatever music you want.
Yeah.
Mary
I
had a
mean,
little lamb, and it was sold to the Amish. Hello,
Oh,
I'm Amish Bob. I'll be your doctor.
or pull up to my back door, my back bumper, "Baby" by Grace Jones. I think that was the song title.
Crickets.
Turbo Lover by Judas Priest. I guess. Ram It Down.
I like it when he laughs at himself.
Oh yeah.
That's
But
one of
you
my
do
favorites.
the same thing. And you
Yeah,
go,
but it's funny when Ronz does it. It's funny when Ronz laughs at himself. It really is.
all right, do you have any of yours?
Where's the screen share for the musical butt plug? Because I'm intrigued. I want to see it.
I'm trying that right now.
Did you guys know the Ronz has a butt plug? I like that shape. Look at that, Swan.
No.
I mean, without the music box on the end.
Below fuckyourself.com.
How about, but if you take the box out, you don't need the musical part, but it's just the first part. It looks like it'd be pretty comfortable for you.
For you.
It's tapered.
Can I see
Why
this
would you
one?
want to stick
Just
something
come
cool?
up, click on this one right here. Click on that one right there. Let's see what that looks
It's
like.
for
Not that one. This one right here.
Bluetooth speaker butt plug. Mature stainless steel sex toy. Oh, Ronz.
I just asked the question. I didn't realize it would go this far.
The key for? I don't know what the key's for.
Mature stainless steel sex toy for kinky adult. Oh, there it goes again.
Good stuff. Does your wife know what you're looking at, Ron?
Not now.
Browser
I mean, does she
history.
do any do you just purge your history really quick? That's
Well,
a big-
working
that one
as
was
a
huge.
tech.
That one was big. That was pretty large.
So she's gonna browse your history for Christmas ideas, and she's gonna see the musical butt plug
Well,
for
okay,
kinky
yeah.
adult audio files. Yeah. Ships in 1 to 2 weeks. Harry, order it for Christmas.
Be one of those things. I mean, if you think it's necessary, but I mean, I guess you can get them in any design, like a cactus or
What? Why would you want to sit on a cactus?
I don't know.
Well, then you'd have to have conversations with them to make them healthy.
I
You
guess
have to make. Then if you have conversations with that cactus, it makes them healthy.
Oh, yeah. And so his browser history.
His butt plugs, butt plugs and Brad Pitt.
There you go. Oh no, that came up.
You know.
Wow, look at that.
You
Cactus insertion. Okay,
know.
that's it.
Knives in my pussy. No.
I was. That's.
Is that like sword swallowing the opposite
Yeah.
way?
I would think so. I would think so.
Okay, ready for mine?
Sure.
Yeah, mine.
Are these normal thoughts? Because everything that you usually say is not.
Okay. Ugly all day.
Ugly all day. That's how I roll.
Okay.
Like right now. Looking pretty ugly all day.
So ugly all day could mean anything to me. I mean, yeah, it's like if you wake up, it's a gray day, or just someone's in a nasty mood, they're ugly all day. And I've dealt with ugly people like that. It's not a
Not pretty?
No, it's not.
That's what you're
It's
saying?
not pretty.
What you're
It's
about
not.
to say? I've dealt with
Especially my
I've dealt with
attitude
ugly people.
sometimes.
It's I've dealt with ugly people. It's not.
Do ugly people, like, are we talking physically ugly or mentally ugly or both? Because physically ugly don't really know they're ugly. Or don't
Well,
think
physically ugly, you can cover her up with makeup. Mentally ugly, you can't just cover that nasty up.
you ain't gonna cover Fiona or Shrek up with no makeup and make it look good.
Yeah, you are. Someone's out there with a green Shrek fetish. I'm pretty sure there is. Someone will like it, but mental ugly, you can't cover that shit up. You can't. I
You
mean,
put disguise on it for a little bit, but it usually falls off.
mhm.
And then the crazy and ugly come out.
Yeah, and if you're just ugly, paper bag. That works wonders.
So Ron will take ugly with a paper bag.
It's amazing that whenever apparently Ronz doesn't eat or drink the entire day until he's on the podcast.
I know
Just shoveling it into his big mouth.
Okay, first of all, one thing I learned about the podcast, and I learned this from you and Carrie, because she used to have her own show, is that you always have something to drink off to the side, right?
Right.
So your throat doesn't go dry.
Use as needed, not to like have your 4-course meal.
Okay. The other thing to that is
shoveling shit in his mouth.
I got up early. I went to the dojo.
When you got to the dojo, I'd already been there for 2 hours.
This segment, it could be what is Ron eating? What's the Ron's eating?
And I grabbed.
Hello, I'm Amish Bob. I'll be your doctor today.
I was on the road until
is that
about.
Plug stuck?
No, thank you.
I see that you've got some sort of a retained product in your rectum here, Mr. Ron.
But we can rock out to AC/DC while we're hanging out.
Back in black.
Some sort of a hymnal going on.
Back in black.
But I was on the road.
Some sort of a hymnal going on while
I don't know what the hymnal is. But I was on the road until about.
Look at that! It's expanded your butthole.
Jesus.
Let Ron tell his story. I'm sure it's very entertaining.
No, I was on the road.
I was talking about all day.
I got on the road. I got in my car. All of a sudden, the text came through. Hey, we're doing the podcast at about 20, and I'm on the road. I'm like, I can make it home in time, but I won't have time to eat.
Oh,
so
it's okay.
I got down to.
God knows you'll starve to death if you don't eat for an hour.
Well,
it's sweaty.
That's right. So I got down to the studio, and I'm like, I'm just grabbing some grapes, a granola bar, and
I was gonna guess it was grapes. I heard the crunch of it, and it didn't look like a cockroach, so it wasn't a date.
It could have been a cockroach. It could have been a grape cockroach, and a banana smoothie, right? So, it's just stuff that's gonna keep me going up until my next.
So he's gonna keep him going. If I may.
You may.
I see that sure did dilate your butthole pretty good there, Mr. Ron.
Listen, I just brought up the aspirash thing.
You're down just a little bit. There's other people in the emergency room right now. Let's turn that speaker down just a little bit there.
So when you were at your place of employment, do you actually like to talk like that to people? Because I'm guessing if you do, it's hilarious, right?
Talking like what?
With the Amish Bob.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm Amish Bob. I'm your doctor.
I can see you're not wearing your mask, so that's okay. I don't want you as a patient because you're going to die. But
it's okay because we don't believe that it's real anyway. It's just a plot.
Of course.
None of us in the community here will ever get it. That's why we don't wear them.
We just fuck our cousins and our brothers. It's okay. We have inbred fuck syndrome. It makes us immune to the virus.
Does inbred fuck syndrome make you immune to the virus?
I think so. It might.
I was actually trying to keep it clean. Then the Swan just adds a couple of F-bombs and inbred. I'm like, okay. I don't think I can keep up with it mentally today. But yeah, that's great. Right? But I do like the Amish Bob thing.
Right? Like Amish Bob.
Amish Bob's going to be a character. So Ugly All Day.
Ugly All Day.
Is a great thing to say if you're looking at someone and they look absurd to you and they're assholes or they're jerks, in a social situation, or if you're out and about back in the day and you look at somebody with disgust because they're fucking assholes or morons and they say to you, what are you looking at?
Ugly all day.
Ugly all day.
Well, that's a good statement to reply to. Ugly all day.
And I didn't make that up. You know what? That came to me because I was thinking of the great movie with Nicolas Cage, Con Air. And he said that. And that was awesome.
I don't remember that in that movie, but I remember that was a good movie.
That was a good movie.
That was a good movie.
I did like that.
How about I got one. I wash balls for a living.
Tremonti would probably have no problem saying that.
Why do you always have to? What defines Tremonti? Do you think you could have a conversation with or about Tremonti without mentioning the fact that he's gay? That I wonder.
I didn't mention that he was
happen?
gay. I did
Then why
not mention.
would you say that he has to wash balls all day?
I didn't say that he was gay, though. I didn't even refer to him as gay. You did. So apparently you have a problem with him.
Because he's so sporty that he washed his balls
Where did you
all
learn
day.
that behavior? I learned it from you, Beef Man. It's your pot.
Mm-hmm. It's your
Or
pot.
marijuana. I learned it from you, Dad.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
By the way, speaking of podcasts, I have been promoting us all over the place.
No,
I didn't
we
even think
don't-
about
we don't-
podcasts. Nobody said anything about podcasts. I said pot.
I know. I said
Yeah, okay. Well,
podcast.
we're not talking about that right now. We're
Okay.
We're talking about washing balls all day.
We're washing balls all day.
As in like a golf ball cleaner?
If you're in a golf ball cleaner, you're washing balls all day. Or if you're like, if you're doing what you're supposed to do at a volleyball match, you're washing the balls in between the plays. I guess to sanitize them so the kids aren't getting sick.
Do they do
I'd like somebody to wash my balls all day.
Maybe you could call Tremonti.
No, no, but
Yeah.
thinking about that. You had said something about what did you say the other day about you wanted me to talk about real quick?
All about sex. Like,
Swan wants me to talk about sex, Ronz, and I already talked about butt play, and she's not into it. It was not cool. I'll tell
Well,
you.
did you get her the mood?
If you could send me that link for that butt plug, that'd be cool.
Okay, yeah.
check your browser history.
Check my browser history.
I don't want
Unless you're using incognito. So
the browsing one.
why is it called foreplay? It's just you and another person. Where are the other two people?
I think it's called
I think
foreplay.
it's before, like as in before sex.
So why don't they just call it before play? And who says it's going to lead to sex?
Well, it doesn't have to, but it's the before. It's not.
So shouldn't it be
sex.
pre-play?
It'd be the whole point if it doesn't lead to sex.
Yeah. Shouldn't it be pre-play, not
I
I think
foreplay?
it's called foreplay because it's the looking at one full sexual act because it's the fore, during, and aft.
So you have foreplay, during play, and after play. And that's too much of an easy to make it to ass play. Right? So yeah.
Ron's
That's
into
the during-
ass play today. Ron's got.
So-
Ron's
Yeah,
got an
you
anal
got some sort of an
fixation.
anal fixation.
He wants
I'm
to
not the
know
one that
about-
brought up ass play.
Oh well,
Oh, you're the one who brought
did.
up musical
You
butt
brought up the
plug.
musical butt plug.
No, all I want to know is who invented them. That's
Okay,
it.
that would
why
be-
did you think about it in the first place, though?
You asked me to think about something weird. I did.
No, that's not what I didn't. Did I say think about something weird?
Random thoughts.
Random
Apparently,
thoughts.
your random thought goes to butt play.
Oh, I have random thoughts like when I'm like, why is it when I'm riding in a car, I look over the next car and they're still wearing their mask in the car?
Maybe
Right?
they just got in their car.
Or
Okay.
maybe they're riding with someone like Uber that they don't want to have in their car with them without a mask on, or they're
Or maybe
not.
they're taking a short trip and they just don't want to take their mask off.
Or
Yeah.
here's a weird
Touching
statement.
your face is better.
Here's a weird statement. Can the invisible man be really transparent with himself? So that's one of those things that go, huh? What? Maybe? Right? Does he really think and is he held accountable for all his actions? Is he that transparent? Right? What is the color of invisibility? Is it translucent?
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense, does it? Because theoretically, I mean, if you're invisible, wouldn't you still not see what's behind that person?
Probably not.
Because
Well,
I mean, if I'm
they're not
standing
see-through.
if I'm
They're
standing if I'm standing in front of a blackboard, I'm invisible, right?
Okay.
But wouldn't you still see my outline?
because you're
It-
not see-through,
Right. I'm invisible,
right?
which means I'm not visible to the naked eye. But I'm not see-through. Wouldn't I still occupy space?
But maybe invisible translates to that, not just camouflaged, like chameleon style, blended in.
But then you still wouldn't see the whatever. I don't know.
I don't
I don't know. I don't know. That's just my thought. But of course, we don't have invisibility, so I don't know. Not that I know of, anyway. Be kind of sweet, but we don't. We don't have it because we're muggles.
Muggles.
Yeah,
Harry Potter stuff. Interesting.
yeah, I guess so.
So, can you say a word long enough to make it happen, make it into the dictionary. Not, like sort of like Homer Simpson's dough, right? That actually made it into the dictionary. So what would be the word that you could actually push it to make it into the dictionary, right? That you want everybody to say, like, oh, you just pulled a beef man. So wouldn't that be a great word that you could get into the dictionary, and in that dictionary for all time, it would have a definition of what you just did or what it means?
No, I don't care. Because that used to be the standard of what's proper language. If you remember, even when we were kids, if it wasn't a proper word, it didn't make it into the dictionary. Because remember,
like
forever.
Ain't.
Go ahead.
Like ain't is now in the dictionary, and it was not before.
Correct. So what did your teacher used to say to you when you were
ain't
a
a
young
word,
kid?
so don't use it, or something like that.
Well, I never had a teacher say ain't a word. They say ain't is not a word, because everything that they would say was this is not in the dictionary, so it's not a word. So what did the dictionary do? Webster's and all those other ones. What do? They just keep adding words to the dictionary.
So they're making us sound dumb. They're making it slang.
So even though they put, what do they put in the dictionary with it? Slang or whatever, or urban or whatever.
Urban dictionary, yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm not talking about the urban dictionary. I'm talking about the annotations that they put when they put those words
slang.
in there. Like ain't has slang or whatever with it.
Yeah.
Or if you look up, swear words are in the dictionary now, but it'll say something like vulgar, whatever, like fuck is vulgar and blah, blah, blah. But you still put it in the dictionary, so that's not even like our standard anymore of saying, well, that's not a word because it's not in the dictionary. But now everything's in the dictionary. Every year they add words to the dictionary. So apparently everything's a word, and you can't actually judge on how articulate someone is because everything's in the dictionary. In answer to your question, I don't fucking know. My favorite word's already in the dictionary.
What is your favorite word?
Fuck.
It's a noun, it's a verb, it's an adjective, it's a statement. It's just an all-around good word.
Ronz, you're a stupid fuck.
So, as in, that's an adjective describing Ron,
Here's a question. Ronz, what the fuck?
Or is that a statement? Right? It could be both, knowing the way you did it.
You'd have a question mark at the end of it.
Yeah.
But you're a stupid fuck means maybe that you had fuck with Ron and it was stupid.
Oh.
Hey-oh. No, I don't think I'm that way.
Oh.
You were bringing up the butt play.
No, I just brought up the item. You guys went with it. I apologize for that.
It's my last one.
And your last one.
A bunch of them, but here's my last one I'm going to use today. Dickie's barbecue pit. Dickie's barbecue pit. Dickie's.
Yeah,
Dickie's barbecue pit.
Okay, on that same topic, there is a sports store with that kind of a name.
Dickie's barbecue pit.
All right, it could mean
possession of Dickie's barbecue pit.
It's sort of like
whose name is Dickie. Like that would be a horrible nickname to have.
Well, it's sort of like you wearing the bib overalls. Dickie's bib.
No, I don't think those are called Dickies. Dickies is like one of those things that's like a turtleneck, but it's not a turtleneck. It's just the neck part of the turtleneck. You remember when those people wore those like under your cardigan? Like who did that fucking stupid invention? It's called the Dickie.
Lots of people wear those.
Oh, I hate those.
Nurses used to wear those all the time.
I knew
more than one older nurse that wore Dickies.
I did. Why? You
wanted? They didn't call them Dickies. They were called a Dickie. Dickies is a brand, just like the Ronz.
Yeah, thank you. But yeah, so
Dickie's barbecue pit.
I think I understand because I had some guy when I was up in Maine, stationed up there, wore a Dickie all the time, and I'm like,
why do you wear Dickies too?
You could. It's sort of like he wore it because of the because his
neck was cold.
no, we could wear a
this is an Air Force issued Dickie. Can you get me one of those?
I'm not sure if it was because I know we could wear black turtlenecks with our uniform when we were up there in Maine.
Why would you want to wear a fucking turtleneck?
Because it was cold. We were in sub-zero weather.
No, I hate turtlenecks.
Okay, I don't know. Obviously, because you didn't have to suffer the way we had to suffer. For example, if something didn't look nice or if it didn't look uniform, I don't
think it was turtleneck though. But okay.
You didn't wear it. So even though we were issued cold weather gear, like when I was in Germany, we got extreme cold weather gear.
Mm-hmm.
The first sergeant and the commander at the time didn't like the way that we looked wearing coats. So we did not wear coats in formation.
So instead, you stand out there and freeze your ass off. That's
Yes,
your
we
target.
did.
Yep.
So
When a commander doesn't like something and they want
so
to
what
change,
we would wear, is you could wear thermal or cold weather gear underneath your battle dress uniform top, but what we had to be able to see was your t-shirt. Or they would select certain ones that you could wear.
So that everybody matched.
Exactly.
Okay.
But they didn't like the coats, so we didn't wear the coats. They didn't like, and if you don't wear a coat, you can't wear gloves. So we would just be out there in the winter in Germany in formation in our regular battle dress uniforms with no gloves, wearing our berets. Yeah, that's just how it is.
yeah, when a commander wants you to wear something, you wear it. That's all there is to it. And usually it's a platoon or a
Does it count for
squadron.
butt plugs too?
It does. It does. Right.
I think I could have been more productive if I had a butt plug in all day.
Well, you could. Who knows?
But
Right.
by then, the butt plug would look ugly all day. Hi-oh!
You could actually have, you know what? If you could Bluetooth, yeah, you can Bluetooth that. Yeah, you could now have it hooked into your phone, and it's like paging the B-man, paging the B-man. That would be really cool.
I used to know this nurse that she was kind of interesting. Her and her husband were both interesting. Quite characters, pretty funny. They were very open about their sex life. They were both very silly. But and I don't know if it's true or not, but this is what she told us, is that as soon as she got in the car, she would put her silver bullet in to drive home. Because she could it had like a little hand controller.
Silver bullet, like a Coors Light beer can or something?
Yes, it was a giant beer can, very cold. She kept it frosty. She would check the mountain to make sure it was blue before she put it in.
Okay.
It's a sex toy, Ron.
Could you send me a link to that?
Just Google it.
Just Google it, the silver bullets. I'm sure they're
It's a lot
pretty.
like your butt plug, but it's for another orifice.
Yeah, and this is like what, 15 years ago probably. So they're probably much more.
Yeah, they have them Bluetooth ready now.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
back then it had like the long power cord to it with your little control box.
okay.
So it's probably pretty.
I'm looking
high-tech.
at ammo and a Coors Light can.
No, sex toy.
The silver bullet. I'm sure you can find it.
Cattle magnets.
Okay, so Dickie's
Wow.
Barbecue Pit. Here's what I thought was funny. The name of the restaurant is Dickie's Barbecue Pit. It's got Dick and Pit in the name of the restaurant. It's the Dick and the Pit.
Okay, I got
You
it.
got a dick, which is another word for the penis or cock, and pit, if you're a nasty person, is also a term that people will use to denote the pussy/vagina.
I don't think I've ever heard it called that.
Oh, of course we had, because people were there. We watched an episode of Nip Tuck
Oh, yeah.
where the lady referred to her vagina as the pit because she wanted to have her vagina shrunk and trimmed, and she wanted her boyfriend to have his scrotum shrunk because when they were having sex, she described it as the pit and the pendulum.
And that's
Alright.
what you remember from those things. That's disturbing.
You know, I do remember that one episode actually, because I actually turned in and it's like it was an older woman sitting there
With
and
her
she was
older boyfriend,
she was blackmailing him in that scene.
yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I remember that scene.
Which is the Nip Tuck.
I only watched that one part because I was
Throwback Saturday. How long ago was that show on?
Oh, a good 15 years at least, right? Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we watched like 3 seasons before we ditched that show.
Yeah.
I only watched a little bits of here and there, and that's why I remember. I just remember that one scene because the older woman the actress that played her was just spot on. Like, no, we're going to do it like this, and this is what you're going to do. And the older gentleman was just quietly smiling, like, I'm getting a ball job. Like, wow, okay.
And that man gets his balls washed all day.
Of course.
Yes, he does.
Well, they've got to sanitize them now.
Why would your dream be to work at Target? Why would that be your dream?
Target is awesome. awesome. I mean, it used to be. I haven't been to
Well, why
Target.
not your dream? There's an actual Target commercial out there with this person about who's saying it has always been my dream to work at Target. I'm like, what? That's always been your dream. That has been your dream.
Maybe they
That's
want
like
a
your
fun
dream.
job.
Your dream was to work at Dick's Barbecue Pit. My dream has always been to that. I guess. I mean, hey, good job setting the
To
bar
smoke
low.
meat all day?
Good job setting the bar. I would rather work at
Wow.
Dick's Pit than
So
work at Target.
I agree with what just Swan says. You'd like to smoke meat all day.
Yes, I would. If I could smoke
Uh-huh.
meat all day and eat that same meat, you're goddamn right I would.
How about shared meat?
How
That
about
was
what?
one of mine. Shared meat.
Shared meat? What the fuck is shared meat?
Exactly.
You mean like
That-
if
I said that
I don't know.
yesterday.
I don't know, we don't get that around here because the Swan goes and buys steak, but she's actually only buying it for herself, cooks it for herself, and eats the whole fucking thing.
You
That
don't
was
cook
good,
for your
too.
family? Why?
I do cook for my family all the time, but every time people don't eat what I cook, so I was like, fuck it, might as well get myself a nice big old ribeye, cook it for myself. It's so tasty.
wait.
Good.
What are you cooking that they won't eat?
Anything I cook, they eat it, but they pre-eat, so they're not even really hungry before dinner time is. So they rather eat whatever garbage they eat, and then as soon as they eat their little tiny portion of what I cook, they're in the pantry eating ice cream and other garbage. So why cook? I'll just cook whatever I want for myself, and
But not for me either. Like she'll just
you
fucking
can have
eat her
steak.
shit.
What? I'll make you
Yeah,
steak
cook it.
tonight.
I'm at work. They fucking she makes steak for herself to eat.
There
She
was
makes
leftover
whatever food
steak
they
the
have.
other day.
Whatever food they had, I get home. I didn't have any fucking food. There was no
I
food made
asked
for.
every single time. You're like, oh, I'm not even hungry. I'm not even gonna eat. There was steak in the fridge the other day, and you didn't eat it.
A raw steak.
I would have cooked it for you. I told you to call me when you were like 20 minutes out. Steak would have been done, but no.
So,
I don't eat
but
your steak.
B-Man, you don't know how to cook for yourself?
He does.
Ronz, I know you don't understand this because you don't have a job. So let me break it down to you.
Oh, I don't know.
Other
Okay.
than being, you know,
The
community
stay-at-home dad of a 20-year-old.
community
Now,
advocates,
first of all,
black belts, community
Let's
advocates,
he's
put
19.
that to rest. Let's put that to rest. Now, I understand
volunteer-
B-Man coming home and all
volunteer
that.
coach.
But
I do
Well-
drive an hour to work.
no, I understand
I work
that.
12 hours. I don't get a break. I'm supposed to get a lunch. Don't get one usually. And then I drive an hour home. So
I
that's
understand.
15 hours of my day occupied.
I
So there's
understand.
10 left.
You're right. There's 10 left, except
However,
there's
you know,
not 10 left because I have to leave the next day at, what, 6, what, or 7,
40.
6:50? What do I leave? Yeah, 6:50. 6:40.
yeah, the thing is with looking for a job, you've got COVID now, and I understand because
For the 10 years before that.
yeah.
I love you, Ron.
When your kid turns 16, you're like, I'm predicting the future, and in the future, when you're 20, there'll be a pandemic, and I still shouldn't work.
no, actually, I went back to work occasionally. I did, and I did have an industrial accident. We both know that. If you don't know about it,
Google it.
Google it.
You
It
know
was
what
a-
happened? You guys know what happened?
He spilled some fuel.
He fucked up.
Jeez.
Like he's supposed to be an expert, yet he fucked it up. He actually put his penis
In the hole.
in the hole instead of the hose. Like that doesn't go there. Like it doesn't. It fits. There's actually plenty of free roomy in here.
No, what happened was I actually cut one of my tendons with a knife by accident. It was a very, very, if you look on the back of my hand,
In his penis.
no,
It was terrible.
no. If you look at the back of my hand, I'll show you the scar where I actually saw the tendon inside my hand. It was pretty deep. Right.
So I just do this.
Uh-huh.
See the flexor tendon?
Uh-huh.
See that one too, and this one, and that one too, and this one.
Mhm.
Look at me. Look what I could do.
Yeah, look what I can do.
But what happened?
Amish
happened
Bob
once you-
could have
what
probably
happened when you
fixed
went to the ER? Yeah, what happened when you went to the emergency room? How were you
Did Amish
greeted?
Bob fix it?
Hello,
Yeah, I was hello. It's like,
Amish
well,
Bob up your neck.
yeah, it's like I see you cut your hand. Now that color of blood does not match what's coming out of the butt plug that's there. So can you tell me what's going on here? And I'm like, okay.
Possibly it's because part of it is some sort of fecal material, and the other is,
Sheep.
I think that's blood. Or he looks at your hand. He's like, "Oh, that's not right."
No, it's not. Well, anyway.
It's okay. I'll take care of it. I've delivered a calf.
Yeah. So after a while,
Can I get some essential oils in here, Stat?
it was decided that I really didn't need to go back to work right away because I was working.
Don't worry, Mr. Ronz. Have a seat right there. Amish Bob's going to take care of it. I'm just going to get the chiropractor to come in here and manipulate your back a little bit. And that should fix everything. He should fix you up just nice and tidy, okay? And
Just put your hands down.
and also, we're going to put some essential oils on there. And then if you guys don't mind, I'm going to have the cleaning guy come in. We're going to anesthetize you. He's going to mix some ammonia and bleach together.
Yeah, I understand where you're going with that. I really do. But the case was, it was decided that we just stay home. I just stay home, and I do some volunteering in the community. That's where that came from, right?
He
And now
also
that
does martial arts.
I do martial arts, and now that my son is a little,
But not with that tendon. That particular
Well,
tendon
no.
is used in martial arts.
actually, believe it or not, every time I swing a certain type of weapon, everything, I have to actually
Drop
keep
it on the
up.
floor. That's why there's gouge marks in
Yeah,
the
or
dojo
drop it on the floor.
And
I have to
the tip of
actually-
my spear
I got
has
to tell you, that's the
a
best.
rubber tip.
That is the best. I tell you what, it's just hilarious. Is when you're doing, back in the day,
Back in the day.
before the pandemic, that's the phrase, before the plague, when we would happen to have our class going on at the same time as the Ronz's weapon class, and they would bust out the sai, which if you don't know what a sai is, it's what Raphael carries. 'Cause that's probably
Yeah, no,
easiest
that's a great
That's
analogy.
the
That really
easiest
is.
reference for anybody. That's the little handheld sword pokey thing that Raphael carries. These motherfuckers, I swear to God, would drop a sigh on the wood floor all the fucking time. And just once, I'm like, one of these days, we're gonna see that thing standing straight up, stuck in the fucking floor because of these morons.
We don't always drop it.
They drop them a fucking lot, and it's hilarious because we're all just sitting there going, waiting for a blood vessel to burst in their teacher's eye.
No, they occasionally get dropped. It's with any weapon.
Have you dropped
It's
it?
the easiest one to hold on to. It could not get any easier to hold that thing. Like you pretty much.
Your
I mean,
arms
literally
get tired. Your hands get tired.
Yeah, Swan, did you do Kabuto with me?
No,
Okay.
maybe once or twice, but not often at all.
No, you're right. I mean, if you really use the old style of the wrought iron ones, they get pretty heavy when you're swinging them around.
It's really hard to hold my arms up.
Yeah, they're
that happens all the time with my 3-pound hand and a half sword that I swing. It's so heavy I drop it all the time.
how often? Yeah, well, first of all, how
Let me drop this.
you don't go through the exercises. You don't go. Do you have a kata
Hold
for it?
it. Yeah, there is, and you hold it for like
Dude, I
2
was
hours at a
like
time.
2 fucking hours I swing that thing.
Okay, all right. If that's what you want to go with, I completely understand.
Oh yeah, I mean I drop it all the time. It's become a problem. How often I drop that thing.
Well, no,
I mean, even Bill with his one fucked up hand doesn't drop his very often.
very, very often.
I mean, it has been knocked out of his hand, but in his defense, he has a hand that can't even make a fist. So
This is true.
there's no excuse for anybody else to drop it if Bill can hold his.
This is true, but his injury is minimal compared to what the Ronz experienced.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
tendon.
Let's keep that in mind.
I understand.
Ronz
where-
Was it your dominant hand or your non-dominant hand? It had to be your non-dominant
non-
hand, right? Because if you cut it,
Maybe that's why he cut it. He was like, I'm gonna
was
try
it your
this."
non-dominant hand,
you know
Ron?
what?
Yeah, it
know what?
was.
I've used
It
this
was.
hand.
So-
Exactly.
Here, I've used this hand my whole life, but today
I'm dyslexic, and I'm gonna use the other
I'm gonna
one.
pick up this other one, and I'm gonna give it a go. I'm gonna give it a go. I'm gonna give it a go.
No, it was.
It
my
didn't
non-
work out. It didn't work out, you guys. Yeah.
You had to see Amish Bob and everything. It's all better now, though.
It was my non-dominant hand at the time, so I completely
time.
understand.
But now it's your dominant hand.
No, my dominant. What the hell? No, my I'm like, no, my
Now
dominant hand is good, but
I have made it my dominant hand.
I guess
Every-
he
like,
had
I
so
can't-
crippled.
If
No.
you see it, like, wow, do you need help signing that paper? You look like you're struggling. No, it's okay. I don't know if you guys know it. I had an
Well, with-
accident with his hand.
with the
I
hand that
didn't,
got
I
cut.
didn't even know you were left-handed.
He has a stamp. You can just sign it. Or he's allowed to write just the
And then
X.
his right hand works just fine. He's like signing, in secret.
Well, when you guys really think about it, until you've had your hand incapacitated in a cast or something, you don't realize how ambidextrous you are, right?
And even with that butt with that non-dominant hand.
Mhm.
But he tried, damn it.
That's right.
So, I mean, like,
Hands in a cast. I figure I'd try to.
It is.
right. I mean, in Ron's defense, I have no idea what he's talking about.
No.
Wait a minute. Didn't I, after my fall, didn't I have to have my shoulder repaired? And I was in a sling for like 6 weeks?
Yes.
Oh,
Your
right. Yeah, my right shoulder.
Your right shoulder.
Right.
So I see how this was going.
Because my shoulder kept popping in and out of joint, and I finally had to have surgery on it. But yeah, I don't know what it's.
No, that was just your shoulder, not your hand. Well,
Right.
anyway.
They're not connected or anything.
Yeah, they're two different parts of the body.
I mean, I
If you
couldn't
don't know
move
that,
my
then
arm.
maybe you
I mean, I
should
couldn't
go
move
back
my
to
arm,
school.
but it's fine.
But
Totally different.
my thumb, I can't. I've got only like 98 or 99.
Only goes up my butt so much.
No, I can't. My thumb, actually, if you can see my thumbs, right? One is always crooked. I
Can
can't
you
straighten
see
it
my
up.
finger?
Yeah,
Can you see my thumb?
yeah.
You see my fist?
I see where that was going. Yeah.
Oh, but here's my question though: we don't really notice how much we use something until we injure it, right? But
Yeah.
the truth is, how much did you use your left hand before you injured it anyway?
Quite a bit.
Did you,
When
or
you're-
do you just,
yeah.
or do you just think you did once you lost it? It's one of those things you don't know what you lost, it's gone or whatever. But I don't use mine that much.
I do.
When you work in manufacturing, right, you've got to be ambidextrous almost. Yeah, you have a dominant side. You really do.
Where's
But
the
when
extra
you,
I coming from? Is it an I or a Y that you're adding in to ambidextrous?
Ambidextrous.
Ambidextrous.
oh, I'm just saying the
is-
word rapidly. But when you,
when I say words
Add
rapidly,
letters to it
when I
to
say words
shorten it up.
rapidly, I don't shorten them up. I add a letter. That's fucking hilarious. I gotta write that down. Hold on.
I add
You
extra
guys just
syllables
keep
and
talking,
I.
say what you're saying, but I gotta add this into my notes. When I say for brevity, I like to add letters.
ambidextrous, I don't know. But however, when you're working in manufacturing, you realize you have to be, because you're actually doing a couple of tasks at once. You're moving parts, you're gluing or putting on stuff to a part, right? So you
Changing the
really,
station on that butt plug.
yeah, there you go. Wow, you are just fascinating. I know what someone's probably going to get for their Christmas present.
I know Carrie's gonna check your browser history and hook it
Oh
up
no,
for you.
I didn't think it was going to be for me. But
I'm
what,
giving you credit for this one, Ronz. Even though I said it because I'm fucking with you.
no, that's okay.
This is a direct paraphrase of the Ronz. When I say words quickly for brevity, I like to add an extra letter.
I didn't realize I was adding an extra letter. I didn't. But then again, that's,
You say, well, I said it quickly. I'm like, so when you say, to say something quickly, you've added an extra letter, which actually means that you did not make it quicker.
okay. All right. Fair enough.
You're like, all right, I'll play your silly game. Oh, here,
Well,
I'll do
yeah.
you better. I'll do you one better.
You know, if I'm going to go down in flames, I'm going to go down on my own terms. But, you know, sometimes when you've got the upper hand, I can't fight that. I can't. I just know when to back down.
Well, before we wrap it up today, I'd just like to ask this question.
Oh, now we're going to wrap it up on your notes. Okay, good.
You see my thumb?
I see some.
It doesn't bend as well. It doesn't bend
You
as
want to
well.
thumb wrestle?
It doesn't bend as well as this one does.
Oh, poor little thumb.
It doesn't.
So
Yeah.
On that note, you had another question or what? Statement? What were we gonna say?
No,
over
I
there?
was just asking if you see my thumb.
Well,
Joy Fong.
Joy Fong.
Joy
Ron
Fong.
is not around for Joy Fong.
Up in the 269. I'd like to say thanks for joining us up in the 269, yo.
So what are our stats? I haven't asked that in a couple of shows. What are our stats?
Oh, they're not. They're fine.
They're fun, huh?
They're fine. They're good. Yeah, I'll send you a screenshot. I'll send you a screenshot. It's a 1-for-1 exchange. You send me the butt plug, and I will send you, I'll send you our stats. But it's a beautiful day out there today, so I'm gonna go out and enjoy it because the sun is out.
Sun's out, buns out.
And the
Guys
sky-
out, thighs out.
Guys out,
Which
guys
of
out.
course that was done today. I was hoping that you would hear that.
Yeah,
I
I'm gonna
did.
put buns out today. Couple more days left of bun weather.
Yeah.
But I was out there at South Haven last night,
Get up
and
the barbecue pit.
I would love to barbecue out there. I really would, but they won't allow that. And I was running into somebody, and they said, "Oh, we got a long ride home." I said, "Well, you should," and I'm paraphrasing. I can't remember how it went, but I said, should really listen to a podcast that I know of." And they go, "What is it?"
Talking to strangers during a pandemic again.
Yeah, I am. I definitely am.
Were you wearing your mask?
So just out of nowhere,
was.
so he's like, man,
Were you 6
as they
feet
walk
away?
by, as they
No.
walk.
Yeah, I was
as they
about
walk
6 feet away.
by.
They had,
So you're
they had
just
a
yelling
dog.
at random people, "Hey, you should listen to my podcast."
That's a guaranteed way to get people to listen to your podcast.
Yeah.
Most likely not. But.
So did you exchange Facebook numbers or phone numbers to check if they really listened or what?
Actually, they're part of they have a production that they do.
I think it's good. Am I gonna have to edit this because you're taking so long? Go ahead.
No. A shout out to Destiny and Ray.
Not common names, so they'll know exactly who we're talking about. Destiny.
But I'm not using their last names.
Well, of course
One
not.
was they're kind of in Skylar's field. One was they both work in the entertainment industry.
Spit it out, Swan.
She's a stripper.
No. One's
You said
a
the entertainment industry. I'm just no. You can get a
Yeah, I don't want to
Booty
call
and
her.
Rona. Wear your mask though.
No,
hot.
they both work.
Matching
work in the-
tassels and masks.
No, they work in the entertainment industry alongside Skylar. Usually, no, they don't work in porn. Boy, butt plugs in porn today. No, there you go.
Pugs and porn every day up in the 269, yo.
And I have yet to hear back from Squeegee Snot. Hopefully, one day I will hear from them. I keep putting a feeler
I'm
out
over
there.
them. I don't even know them, and I'm over them.
What's that? You
I
don't
don't
even.
even know them, and I'm over them.
Like,
Yeah.
they don't respond.
But eventually they will come back. But cool.
Right.
And Jack Black hasn't responded back to any of our stuff.
Of course not. Well, check out Carrie's Scars and Stripes Coffee, even though she clearly is in love with Trump and I'm not. Still support veteran-owned businesses. And, of course, check out Single Life. You can find them on Instagram. You can just type in Single Life on your browser, and you would be able to find them also for the best and most comfortable silkies in the world. Like anyone could know that.
And
Well,
before I forget,
I don't know that, but and of course, if they're listening, please send a pair to the Ronz and Rick and Tremonde so they can
That
feel
would-
what it's like to live this life.
excuse me, but I found someone. I was talking to them about our podcast, and they could argue why they were for Flat Earth. In fact, they had mentioned that they got kicked out of the Flat Earth Society for asking too many questions. So I found the perfect person to argue with you on Flat Earth.
How is it to argue with me? Why you support it?
Why they support it?
No, I mean, how's it an argument with me? What that?
Because you were against
wouldn't
it.
argue. You wouldn't argue it also.
I tried to, but I'm too much of a cynic. I couldn't argue the pros of something. But
Have I not told you? I've told you my. Haven't I told you my belief on arguing with people?
Which is?
Can't argue with stupid.
Can't argue with stupid.
Yeah. However,
I mean, if you wanted me to do it just for fun, yeah, I do it for fun. But yeah, to get an actual point across, no. What's the point? They don't. Stupid people.
They don't get it.
They don't get it.
but I think I could do that. I think I could because he says sometimes
or
I can do both. I can do
Hey,
both.
we want to do it. Knock yourself out. Get them on, man.
Yeah. Well, it's someone that we both know, but I think that'd be cool.
Impossible. Can't be somebody that we both know.
All right, fair enough.
so get them on.
You'll have
Okay.
to tell me after. All right. Well, that's. I'm trying to wrap it up, but the Ronz won't stop honking.
I won't. I'm sorry.
Misses me. Saw me for a couple minutes this morning, and
Got a little taste.
he
Yeah,
just.
and I'm
really-
sorry I had to walk away from the podcast. I had to deal with something that won't ever happen again. I'm sorry.
Okay, but next time
Well,
we
you have
ask
to beat
you-
your child. It was like, so help me God, I'll beat your ass, and it came true.
No.
Put that thing back where it came from. So help me.
No.
But next time we ask you to do something, we expect you to do it though.
I did.
Did you ask him what he meant by you?
No, he didn't.
No, you didn't.
No. Okay. I
He
see
was
what
too
you're
busy
saying.
trying to listen to you and him at the same time, and he was having trouble multitasking because of that tendon.
See my thumb?
Wow. Wow.
You see my thumb?
I see
I
your
was
thumb.
just trying to defend you, Ron.
You see my
No, you were trying to bury me.
No, I just defended you.
You see
Okay.
this thumb?
Okay. I see the thumb. Oh.
Thumb?
Yeah, I see the thumb there.
I had to make sure that this thumb wouldn't. I was up for this role in this movie. I had to make sure this thumb couldn't move well.
Oh, you know.
And I didn't get the part, but I made a sacrifice, and now this thumb don't work good.
So here's a tip. If you're going to use a thumb, but you ain't got a butt plug, guess what works in a pinch? Well, not a pinch, but your thumb does.
Did you see that thumb?
I don't, if you see the thumb, it is not in deep enough.
I had this nerve ending severed, so I wouldn't feel it.
Now it feels like someone
When it
else's
goes
thumb.
right in my ass.
Yeah, and if it
That
smells
way
like,
I don't notice it.
but you know,
And
if
I
it smells
don't
like
notice
shit,
it,
then
and it
maybe you
feels
should
like it's
sanitize
somebody
that thumb.
else. It feels like it's somebody else because the nerves are severed. You know what I mean?
I know what you
Okay.
mean.
Like it's some other
I
person.
know what you mean, right? So where did you get it severed at? Like 33rd and Main or something like that?
In the 269.
Oh,
That's
hey,
Uh,
you're rolling into 269. That's so cool.
I used to roll in the 616, but now it's the
Yeah,
269.
you know why they went for 269? Because they couldn't get 268.
You're retarded.
I-
Anyways,
just that you don't understand comedy, Swan.
I don't.
Sorry.
Yeah, no. I'm not funny.
You are funny.
Well, that's it from us here up in the Slaptail Nation, and we'd like to like to wish you a good day.
Good day.
Go ahead and listen to us and share our podcast with those that you know.
Yeah. So
And from
Well,
me, the
yeah.
Beef Man, and from Amish Babbier.
yeah, you got to do your walkabout. Do a walkabout.
Yeah,
That's okay. Keep going.
yeah. Goodbye. Say goodbye.
Okay. Swan, you got the last word. Hey, from the Ronz, by the way. Swan, you got the last word.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say bye to my one fan and everybody else. That's clearly the fans of the Ronz.
Thank you. So,
Adios, mooch fuckos.
okay.
There, that's the end for real.
That's the end. Is it really the end? No, it's not.